Every year, more than 2 million of us get a visit from a district nurse.
We keep a lot of people safe and in their own homes.
Hello! We become really close to our patients. We're in their lives for years.
10,000 of them travel all over the country to wherever they are needed.
You really never know what you're going into.
It can be life and death for some people.
From our birth
Hello!
to old age,
Happy birthday!
they work day
Just pop the light on.
and night
Oh, she's looking gorgeous, isn't she?
to help us through the toughest times.
Oh, don't cry.
Oh my goodness.
You've done absolutely amazing.
I can't believe I'm home.
I'm lucky. I am so lucky.
East Devon, a patchwork of green fields, farmland and small towns. Community matron in dementia, Siobhan, has been a nurse for 25 years and specialises in keeping patients independently living in their own homes.
Hello, how are you? I look after people who have cognitive impairment, which is memory impairment mainly. So people who are a bit forgetful. I hear you've not been well. People with dementia are written off. They're written off so quickly that no, they can't cope at home. They surely can't cope at home.
Siobhan looks after 25 patients.
Do a lot of observing in people's homes to see how they're doing. How's your memory?
So-so.
So-so. Is it getting worse or better?
About the same.
About the same. Well, that's a bonus. I see myself as a bit of a detective, a bit like Sherlock Holmes, and just generally digging away and finding out how they're doing, to be honest. Being a bit nosy. It's what I do best.
Siobhan moved from Ireland 25 years ago.
People are very friendly. They've welcomed me. And I'm an outsider. I'm definitely an outsider. But I feel very much part of this community.
This morning, Siobhan is assessing Louise, an 88-year-old retired nurse, to see if she is well enough to return home.
How are you?
Oh, fine, thank you.
Good, good.
Yes, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Louise has been in hospital since falling at home 2 weeks ago.
How are you then?
Me? Well, I think I look okay, aren't I?
You look gorgeous.
I am, aren't I?
You are trouble, you really are. Here, listen. Why are you in hospital?
Why am I in hospital?
Were you sick?
Sick?
Yeah. Is that why you're here?
No, not really.
Did you have a fall?
No,
Are you sure?
absolutely.
How come you've got bruises on your face?
Well, I can tell you where I put those.
Yeah, where did you get them?
I fell on the floor.
Okay. At home?
Yes, nearly home.
Nearly home. We're looking at getting you home as soon as possible. How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Where would you rather be, here or home?
Home.
The longer she stays, the more disabled she becomes. And the more disabled she becomes, the less chance of her going home. The things that I was looking for in there was whether Louise was bright, alert, whether she knew who I was, because obviously people coming to the door, she needs to know who they are. She has problems with word finding, but that's what I kind of expect. In her own environment, she's a little bit better. And yeah, she still wants to go home. That's good.
For Louise to be able to return home, Siobhan has to put a care plan into place.
Cheerio.
Bye-bye.
Hi, it's Ren, district nurse. Is it possible to pop in later on this afternoon? We need to take some more bloods, I'm afraid.
60 miles away in Bath, district nurse Ren leads a team of nurses who look after 50 patients. She has been nursing for 22 years.
Being a nurse is something I really enjoy doing. It could be good fun, but it can also be very sad.
Today, Ren is visiting David, a patient she has looked after for 7 years.
We're just doing a yearly health check with Dave, just doing his bloods and his blood pressure. We see it as his yearly MOT. I'll be asking Dave, obviously, if there's any problems he wants to discuss. He has the odd occasions where he's been quite a party animal. I can't keep up with Dave, and he's older than I am. Whenever we go to see him, there's always something he's able to tell us about his social life, because he is a very popular chap. Hiya, Dave.
Hi, Ren, you okay?
Yes, thanks, fine. And how's yourself?
Good.
So I want to take some bloods off you, just do your blood pressure today. So you can get these veins up of yours, because you're not easy to get blood out of.
So all the family good?
Yeah, the boys are fine. They're growing too quick. They're
busy with the rugby?
They certainly are, although they lost on Sunday.
I was a bit more fortunate. I went to see Bath play. It was great. We went down there with a mate of mine and had a couple of beers and watched the
Just
game.
a couple?
The soup song.
20 years ago, while on holiday, David broke his neck diving into a swimming pool.
I was actually saying to people at the time, you know, someone's going to do themselves some damage in that pool because that shallow end's so large.
Quite a steady pulse.
That's good.
Hang on,
I'm still here then.
110, 65, that's quite good.
I don't know what happened. There was no alcohol involved before people start thinking that. I can remember running up to the pool, and then that's about it.
The accident left David paralysed, with no movement or feeling from the neck down.
I did have, I suppose, what you would call a dark moment, and that was when the sudden realisation of the fact that, well, you can't move, you're not going to move. That feeling of complete hopelessness was massive and quite daunting.
So what I'm going to do, because you're quite difficult to take blood from, I'm going to use the cuff to...
It always amazes me that there were even some guys, Ren, in the spinal unit, even though they couldn't feel, they would still be scared of needles.
No. Sorry, Dave. I know you can't,
That's absolutely no problem.
I know you can't feel it, but...
Since his accident, David requires round-the-clock care.
Physically, there's nothing I can actually do for myself. So, for instance, driving my chair is not done through the use of my hands. It's done with the chin control here. So it's my steering wheel. So, you know, I press it forwards to go backwards, backwards to go forwards, and then left and right.
No, I can't feel it, Dave. I'll just check you stop bleeding, Dave.
David can expect to live a long and healthy life with regular health checks from the nurses.
Before my accident, I always enjoyed partying. I was much more, always a very up person, tended to always the pint glass half full as opposed to half empty. Not a lot got me down anyway. What's the Italian saying? Adulta vita, you know, life's sweet. And that's how I feel.
So is there anything I need to report back to the docs at all?
No, just everything's fine.
Bye then, see ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I think Dave deals with his disability absolutely fantastic and remarkably well.
I think I'm ready for a beer now.
With the help of carers, David can still do the things he enjoys.
He's so adjusted to dealing with it. And it's really inspiring and amazing how the things that he is able to do, despite being sort of paralysed from the neck down, the life that he's able to lead.
How good is that? How good is that?
In Devon, Siobhan is working on a care plan to enable Louise to return home.
Hi, Siobhan. Jackie. Just the lady.
How are you doing?
Come and join me. Just talk about her discharge. This is the bit I love. This is the bit where we actually set her free. We let her into her own environment and watch her blossom, hopefully. Hello. You right?
Yes.
Yeah? You ready to go?
Where?
Where do you think?
Home.
Yes! This is the best bit, isn't it? Is this the best bit?
Yes. Oh, aren't you nice and warm?
Aren't you nice and cold?
Oh, I know.
Don't do any Irish jigging.
Well, I can do what I like when I like.
I know.
can't I?
Stretching your legs.
Yes.
Here. Don't walk round so much. Don't want you falling over before you go home. Louise can be a little erratic with her walking and jigging about. She doesn't do that at home. I think she's just trying to prove that she's okay and she can go home. I think she'd do okay, actually, but she's in good form, which is half the battle. You're going to say goodbye to Jackie?
Who's Jackie?
Jackie.
Oh, of course. I didn't see you before.
Right. See you again. Take care.
I think you'll see me again.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope it all goes all right. Okay. Right, we'll see you out there. Shall I open the front door? Yes. Is that all right with you? There you go. Welcome home.
Yes. Welcome home with you all. We're home. We're home.
Louise, you've got cake.
Cake?
Yeah, look.
Oh.
After a 2-week stay in hospital, dementia patient Louise has returned home.
It says, welcome home, Louise. See you soon. Love, Jane.
Yes, that'll be on.
That's your friend up the road, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yes. How good is that?
That's good.
Tablets, young lady.
Are they for tonight or tomorrow?
Today. Now. I know, I'm a bully, aren't I? No. All right.
1.
Good.
2.
2. This is hard work, isn't it?
There we are.
Done.
It's doo-doo down and deedle down, deedle deedle down, down down dee down, dee 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 dee, la da dee da dee da da, da da dee da da, la da 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 dee da, la da 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 da. Bum.
Is this you being happy to be home?
Yes.
Louise has no immediate family to give her the support she needs, so Siobhan has arranged for a team of carers to visit her 3 times a day.
My hopes and ambitions for Louise is that she remains in her own home because she's so independent. She's fiercely independent. And, you know, there's lots of things we can do to help her in her own home still. Behave yourself. Look after yourself. See you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Siobhan's day is coming to an end.
Hello.
She lives with her husband and 2 children.
Right. Is it hot? No, cold. Yeah, I spend all day caring for people and then I come home and I care for some more people. Yeah, sure, why not? I think my nursing life and home life run hand in hand at this moment in time.
Recently, Siobhan and her family were at the receiving end of nursing when her son Byron became ill.
My youngest nearly died 18 months ago with pneumonia and empyema. 6 weeks in hospital, seeing a child who had zest for life become depressed and anxious and not eating.
I found my music.
Excuse me leaning over you. Your music just kind of brought it home to me that that's exactly what it's like for my patients and for most patients, to be honest. Can you pass me the butter, please?
Ren is returning to see David to try to complete his yearly health check.
We're going to see Dave again today because I didn't get a chance to get his bloods last time. It wasn't easy when he was sat in a chair.
4 carers look after David 24 hours a day.
I'd always been fiercely independent and never wanted to ask anybody for anything. But when it comes to everyday things, feeding, having something to drink, in fact, pretty much anything or everything that is physical, I'm unable to do. I've been very fortunate that my carers have become friends and friends have become carers. On a scale of 1 to 6, with 1 being bad and 6 being very good.
Despite his physical disability, David is still able to work as a call centre assistant from home.
Thank you very much for going through the survey with me. Working is something that's incredibly important to me. It means I'm participating in society, which is really important.
By getting into bed and increasing his body heat, David's veins should become more prominent and make it easier for Ren to take his blood.
Hiya, Dave.
The vampire returns.
Absolutely. How are you today?
Good, you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Excellent.
Glad it stopped raining because it was miserable earlier. But you're a bit warmer underneath there as well, and that always helps your veins pop up.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little vein, but we'll give it a go. You've got dainty little veins, Dave.
Yeah, strange, isn't it?
It's a dainty little fella.
What about that?
Okay, sharp jab coming up, Dave. 1, 2, 3. God, your skin's like leather. Yeah. Good job. It's only a couple of times a year we have to do this.
That's a quality red, that.
I reckon it's a good vintage, this one. Spending time with Dave can make me look at things differently, especially if I'm having a bad day. We see past the disability now because we've known him for so long. We see him as a friend and we're quite relaxed and we can tease him and he can tease us. Do you reckon that's 90% proof at the moment?
Could well be. Chateauneuf de Pape or a Côte de Rhône.
Absolutely. It's important to just be there for somebody and to be able to give them the time and just see what's important to them, really. Bye, Dave. See you next week. All right, then. Cheers, then. Bye.
Dementia matron Siobhan is on her way to assess another patient.
It's our job to go in, make sure she's safe, well, as physically well as she possibly can, because that will have an effect on her dementia.
79-year-old Wendy lives at home with her son Jonathan and a full-time carer.
Good morning. Hello. Hello. How are you? Are you all right? Yeah. Breakfast. I've come for breakfast.
Do you remember Siobhan, Mum?
I do. You do remember me. That's good.
Wendy fell and broke her hip and has recently returned home after spending 6 weeks in hospital.
You're bright and breezy today.
Am I?
You look bright and breezy today.
Oh. That's good.
We don't want any more broken hips. You remember that you broke your hip, though, don't you?
Yes, and I did it in my bedroom, where you'd think everything was safe and solid.
Yeah, absolutely. So you remember where you did it?
I was above here, and Jonathan had me go plonk.
There you go.
And he came rushing up and picked me up. And I think we went to the hospital then, did we?
Got an ambulance, Mum.
Good. If you're going to fall, fall backwards.
As well as assessing Wendy mentally, Siobhan needs to check she's physically well enough to remain at home.
It's lovely, isn't it? Right, hold on 1 second. Jonathan's behind us. We're going to do a swap.
Oh, where did that come from?
He had it in hiding.
You know, 3 years ago, she was still sort of busy with the local church community and looking after other elderly people, looking in, checking on them, even playing tennis occasionally. Not somebody who needed to be looked after, you know, in the sense that she certainly does now.
Fantastic. This only came last week, didn't it?
Yeah.
So you've managed to get to grips with it quite quickly. That's it. That's it. And let's go for a little walk.
It makes you feel quite safe because it isn't going to tip over.
So it's sturdy, isn't it? Your Rolls Royce of Zimmer frames, it's sturdy.
Yeah.
Does it make you Does it make you feel more able?
Does a bit.
Okay. Wendy looked really well. Jonathan has got to grips with the fact that his mum's memory is not as good as it could be. But on the whole, I think she's doing really, really well. I shall see you soon, all right?
Yeah.
Take it easy. The job satisfaction is about making sure that the person gets what they want. That is exactly what I'm about, that somebody can actually be in their own home, comfortable, well looked after, surrounded by their loved ones. It's just really important. It's what nursing's all about.
In Bath, Wren's working day is over, but she has one more visit to make.
Hiya, Dave.
You okay?
Yes, good. Happy birthday.
Oh, that's really sweet of you. Thanks very
Hello.
much. Thank you.
Hi.
Mwah.
Happy birthday. I got you a
Good.
card.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yeah,
we've
little
got some
birthday boy.
Yes, balloons.
I see you've got a nice cake.
Yep. Well, we'll have to give you a piece of cake, definitely, yeah?
Wow.
So should we light the candles?
There's a few candles missing on there, isn't there?
Oh, that's about that. Anyway, Elsie, would you blow this candle out? Would you blow the candles out for me? Here we are. Yeah, I really appreciate you coming, Wren. You know, I know
thanks for...
you're tired and it's the end.
No, won't miss it, Dave.
Really, really appreciate
Won't miss
it.
it.